Yeah, I think coaching right now, unfortunately, is really organizing how your team is going to sort of survive the transition back to normality. Because the problem we're having out there, and I don't think a lot of parents and athletes understand this, is that as you go back from where we were to where we want to be again, uh, you know, we're hearing from health authorities and people like this that they don't want more than one person in the lane or two people in the lane, or they want us physical distancing right now. And the problem is one person in the lane doesn't work in an economic model. So a lot of coaches, including me with my club team and even with the professional team, to secure pool space, I'm having to run the numbers to figure out, okay, how do we do this with a financial structure that actually works remotely within what most parents or athletes understood as a sort of commonplace. Well, that's changing right now. So as a coach, we're having to quickly become creative businessmen and women, and I think that's something that we need help from swimming enthusiasts. We need help from the parents on our clubs and the athletes to understand that yeah, to make this work, guys, it's going to have to be a team effort to do this. I also think there's an amazing opportunity. Now, I'll give you an example. Uh, Leanna Mack, who's from up your way a little bit more, she's a swimmer at UCLA, probably the best swimmer UCLA's ever had on the women's side, or one of the best, certainly. She has proven to be super motivated, doing all the things she can do, and she's training down here with me. And she went home for about 8 days just recently. She swims for Brian up at Osprey, and they do a great job with their club team there, and loves, we've stole a lot of his drills and things. But she took 8 days off of the water completely, and she'd been training consistently really well. When she came back, we said, okay, just work on technique for the first several sessions. Just break down, swim the technique we've been working on all fall. Well, one thing we're trying to do is in her freestyle, she puts her hand in. When she puts her hand in, she scoops outside like this. She does a big swoop like that. And we're saying, look, just drive it in and keep it moving forward into the catch. And I said, don't take any strokes that aren't this. And so when she took that time off and then came back, she sort of had, her nervous system had sort of been uh, unsensitized, I guess, to this. So the new pattern was going to be hand in and right through. So that's the only way she did it. So she needed to use paddles to do that. She did that. So I think one of the things with this virus is people have taken time out of the water or aren't having a typical swimming experience, is that athletes have a chance to go back in the water and sort of redo their technique. And this may be a one time in your career chance to do redo technique, because your nervous system doesn't know swimming really well again. And when you're grinding day in and day out, and you get in the water and you do the first 2,000 of practice, your hands and feet are going where they naturally go. You're not thinking about it a whole lot. They just do it. Well, as you go back and you have maybe an hour to be in the water, you're going to value that. You're going to think about what you're doing. And you're going to swim more intentionally. And hopefully your coaches are going to say, this is exactly the way I want you to swim. Don't ever swim without a driving 6 feet kick. Breathe rhythmic, breathe low, set your catch high. What's that look like? Well, we're going to take time to focus on what that looks like, and then slowly come back. So I think we have a chance right now in our sport for the eager coaches out there and the eager programs to really jump on that moment as we transition back into our routines. And then as we add more time, if we can really value that time, because we don't need to hurry back to do a lot of super hard training. I mean, youngsters ought to be doing their hard training by walking out the front door and going for a 3 mile run as fast as you can. You know what I mean? There's other ways to condition. What we can do in the water for you guys as coaches is we can teach you how to swim very efficiently. And that's what you need to be doing as you come back from COVID and you start moving back into training routines, which hopefully Governor Newsom will loosen up here real soon and allow us to get back in pools and at least get some swimming back in pools.